So guys, NIO Day is coming up very soon on the 21st of this month, and we can expect some very nice things to be dropped on NIO Day. And here's what you should know about NIO Day in this video, okay? And this can be very bullish for NIO. So first of all, of course, like all NIO Days, they will always have a musical performance section at the very start. So, with that, NIO band performing before they had other performers performing. So very nice, but that will be mostly, just for entertainment. And then, of course, NIO CEO will get on stage and then talk about some of the recent achievements that they've done, how many miles, collective kilometers that NIO cars have driven, etc. And of course, how many battery swaps, how many chargers, and that kind of stuff they have. And they will also most likely announce the Gen 5 swap station. So we've heard about the patents, and we've seen the patents about these multi-bay swap stations. So perhaps we could see Gen 5 swap stations with multi-bay functionality. Like today, I just went for a battery swap, but I had to wait for the guy in front of me, right? And the guy in front of me was nowhere to be seen. So I had to call NIO and say, hey, what's up? Where's the dude in front of me? Turns out he was actually like a couple minutes away, but because somehow you placed the order before me, even though I was closer to the swap station, but he had to take a detour to get to the swap station. So I was before him, he was in front, and I had to wait for him. So multi-bay swap stations will really solve a lot of those kind of issues. So that's going to be very nice, something to look forward to. And of course, NIO is most likely going to launch a new generation of chargers, even faster chargers, probably 900 volt chargers capable of charging the ET9, etc. Speaking of that, okay, ET9, we've seen recently they've been filming some new clips for the ET9, so they're probably going to talk about the ET9, like release some more information about the ET9. When they launched ET9 last year during NIO Day, they actually didn't include a lot of the information like the performance stats of the car, all that kind of stuff, the pricing. They had a relative pricing, but not an official pricing. So very soon on this NIO Day, we're going to see an official pricing for the ET9, which will be delivered starting March. So a lot of big ballers, NIO owners that have multiple NIOs, of course, they're going to get the ET9. And also the NIO owner of 21 NIOs, he's going to get the ET9 as well. So yeah, most big ballers are going to get the ET9. We're going to get official pricing and more information about that car. But more importantly, they're also launching the Firefly sub-brand and the Firefly car. The Firefly car is probably also just going to be called the Firefly, all right? And this car is actually going to be sold alongside NIOs in NIO houses, in NIO stores, and it's a high-end small car. Okay, it's not a high-end, low like cheap mass market car. It's a high-end small car, relatively affordable, but not super expensive, according to the CEO. So that's going to be very interesting. And there are people saying that the Firefly owners will be able to access NIO houses. Very interesting. So Envo owners cannot access NIO houses, but Firefly owners can. And the Firefly is supposed to be cheaper than the Envo. What's going on here? So of course we'll get more information, more clarity on this at NIO Day when this happens and they announce the pricing for the car, launch that car. And very soon we're probably going to get deliveries of Firefly as well. Firefly probably being delivered April, I'd say, rough estimate, but very soon we're going to get Firefly as well. And this is one of the core strategies to 100% year-over-year growth, okay? Firefly, Envo is going to have a second vehicle launched in summer of next year. So that's really going to help them get 100% growth. And on top of that, perhaps the most anticipated part of NIO Day would be the NIO cars, okay? And with the ET9 very soon being produced and delivered, you're going to have an SUV option. And according to the leaks that we've seen, the leaks suggest that there's going to be a ES7, the third gen ES7, which is a 5-seater, okay, a 5-seater NT 3.0 SUV. So a large 5-seater SUV, and then they're also going to have the ES8, all right, the ES8, which is their flagship car, but the ES8 is a 6 or 7-seater car, and according to even the patents of current NT 2.0 ES8s, okay, the design patents for the rear wheel axles, they had a sort of a design, according to engineers, they had a design that sort of allows rear wheel steering designed into it, but that functionality isn't available on the second gen ES8s. So they kind of designed it so that, you know, they're working towards rear wheel steering, so to speak. So we're definitely going to see that ES8, all right, very high end NT 3.0 ES8 with rear wheel steering, and also with the air suspension, and also possibility of getting the ultra premium version with the hydraulic suspensions, all right, the ones that allows the ET9 to do its dancing and all that kind of cool stuff. So on top of that, you have the ES8, the ES7, okay, so those are the two rumored SUVs, and then on top of that, there's the ET6, which is sort of a much cheaper version, a much cheaper sedan, which is of course several tiers below the ET9. Okay, so it's still a very nice sedan, and it's rumored to be a coupe sedan with only 2 doors, a more sporty-like sedan for those, like, you know, sporty, those people that want sportiness. So that's also the other rumor. So they could be launching quite a few cars, but they're definitely going to launch at least one SUV on NIO Day for the SUV users, because you can't just have one ET9 sedan, NT 3.0 car. They actually have to have a slew of products to satisfy all the needs. So top of the line, you got the ET9 and ES8 ultra premium SUV and ultra premium sedan, and a little bit below that you have the ES7 and the ET6, the premium large 5-seater SUV and the sedan, and that will pretty much satisfy all the high-end buyers. Okay, so that will pretty much satisfy all the high-end buyers. And then, of course, we've known for a fact that NIO CEO has said that the average selling price for the NIO brand will actually move up. So it's going to become more expensive, okay, so to speak. And the cheaper prices will be left to Envo and Firefly. So you're going to have a huge variety of choices from the cheaper Firefly, medium Envo, and then top of the line NIO. So that really creates a very good distinction between the few brands. So you're not going to have any sort of cannibalization going on. So I think that's a very nice aspect. And of course, AT 3.0 SUV, a lot of NIO owners have been waiting for this car because it's going to be horizontal screen, 900 volt, all that good stuff with a frunk, you know, very comfortable with fridge, everything that Envo has, that car is going to have, and way much more luxurious, and probably a very nice design. Okay, NIO's design has always been spectacular. So definitely very interesting to look forward to. And with these cars, I do expect them to sell really, really well, especially with NIO's branding right now. NIO has very, very strong brand power. Okay, people really want NIO. NIO is a desirable brand, and especially amongst the people that have money, they would rather buy a NIO. Okay, and that's reflected in its good sales numbers. So definitely very, very nice, and I think the biggest bullish factor would be the price for Firefly. If they make this very cheap with BAS, you rent the battery, and it's super cheap, man, it's gonna sell like crazy. All right, like, yeah. So that's something to look forward to. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, peace out.